I didn't shave my legs for weeks in order to avoid with my fiancé. My sandpaper completely killed his passion. And that was exactly what I wanted. Sorry, honey. I spent all day planning the wedding. I had no energy left to shave. I promised him that on our wedding night, my legs would be perfect. Pete didn't know I had my fingers crossed behind my back and that I was going to say no at the church. However, my plan was in jeopardy. A month before the wedding, Pete's mother almost figured everything out. It all happened at the bridal salon. When she was shocked that I had chosen the first dress I saw.
Don't you care how you will look on the most important day of your life?
I knew that Pete's mom liked my friend Christy, so I called her for help. Christy said yes to my choice and continued looking for her bridesmaid dress.
Well, if Christy approves it, then I'm fine with it.
That calmed me down, but that feeling didn't last. That evening, Pete discovered that my parents were not on the guest list.
I know that they were against our relationship. But I thought that they would at least come to the wedding.
I told him that my parents had given me a check as a gift. An impressive amount of money that could easily compensate for their absence. Yet, that didn't put Pete at ease. He was wondering who would walk me down the aisle. I said that John, one of our mutual friends, would do it. Didn't you say your friends replaced my family? Pete gave in, but I knew he still had his doubts. To make sure no one else suspected me, I invited my friends to a bachelorette party. There was an open bar, and I even had the most popular singer at time present. The girls squealed with delight, so much that they even forgot whose party it was. But I didn't care, because my plan was working. Who would think that I wasn't going to get married after blowing so much money on a party? The wedding day finally came, and my fiancé's friend proudly walked me down the aisle. John whispered in my ear, asking me how he looked. So I decided it was time to start saying what was on my mind. You look like a roasted goose. You're blushing and your fat is dripping. John realized that something was wrong, but he couldn't do anything because the ceremony had already started.
Should anyone present know of any reason that this couple should not be married, speak now or forever hold your peace.
I turned around and looked at everyone. Pete's friends and family were silent. That made me smile. After all, the priest addressed them.
Darling, what's wrong with you?
The priest asked Pete if he was willing to marry me, and he said yes. I, on the other hand, said no. The guests were shocked, but I had a speech prepared. How can you lie in church? How can you pretend not knowing? Almost all the guests knew that Pete was cheating on me. They knew who he was cheating on me with, and even encouraged him. His mistress was Christy, the bridesmaid. Unfortunately, I found out about it too late, as I could have just left him and left for good. Still, I decided that those who had lied to me deserved some public disgrace. You knew that Pete didn't want me. He wanted my father's money. And yet you came here. What did you want to celebrate? I told them not to let it all go to waste and celebrate Pete and Christy's wedding. You already got the dress, so go right ahead. I left the church and didn't look back. Pete, of course, never married Christy and continued his quest for a human ATM. Soon after that, I returned to my parents' house. I didn't know how Mom and Dad would react, but they didn't even touch the subject. After all, I'd already learned the most important lesson. Flowers of deceit have an alluring fragrance, but bitter fruits. Don't wait for them to ripen. Cut the tree down right away.